Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Bear. Men are scary.
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How you all doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So this video has gotten a lot of people talking. Everybody's talking about this video. So apparently this video is a video of a man going on the street and was asking random women, if you're stuck in the forest, who will you pick, a man or a bear to be with? And all the women in the interview were picking the bear. And most of the women were like, you know what, they feel safer with a bear than with a man. And this has struck a viral conversation of women saying if they will pick a bear or a man if they are stuck in the forest. And so this video is going to be women's response, giving their own thoughts on who and what they will pick in a space of where they are stranded in the forest with either a bear or a man. Who will they pick? Anyway guys, let's go check out the original video, then we'll come back and talk more. But this video is amazing. There's going to be a part 2 too. The men's response is going to be the part 2, so you want to subscribe to the channel so you catch up with the men's response and the women's response. So let's go check it out and then we'll come back and talk more.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Bear. Men are scary. With a bear.
What I've heard about bears, they don't always attack you, right? Unless you like them. So maybe a bear.
Depends what man, but probably a bear.
Oh, 100% a bear, which is like terrifying to say, but
Definitely a bear. Some men are very scary out there.
A bear. I would say a man.
Let me know what you think about that video down in the comment section. I want to know your thoughts. Do you think that these women were wrong picking the bear over a man? Because this has struck a big conversation that has gotten everybody talking. So in this video, we're going to hear other women's reaction on the internet to the original video we just watched and what they think about it. Because a lot of people are in the comments are like, really, a woman will pick a bear over a man? And some people still can't fathom why a woman would do that. I'm going to let you know who I will pick if I'm stuck in the forest with a bear or a man. I'm going to let you guys know later on in the video. But I want to know yours down in the comment section, okay? So let's go check out what women have to say about this video, what they think about this video, and then we'll come back and talk more.
Probably a bear.
oh, 100% a bear, which is like terrifying to say, but
Definitely a bear.
I agree with these women. If it were me and I was alone in the woods, I would prefer to see a bear than a man. It's not a bear that's roofing women. It's not a bear that is involved in sex trafficking. It's not a bear that women have to fear whenever they divorce that man or break up with that man. It's not a bear. It's a man. I genuinely feel like it should be disheartening for men to realize that so many women would rather take their chances with an animal than one of them. Not all men are dangerous. Not all men need to be feared. But there are so many of you that turned a blind eye to your friend, your frat brother, your cousin, your brother, neighbor. So many men that you know are dangerous and that women should fear, but you say nothing about it. Truthfully, if men were honest and they were alone in the woods, even they would take their chances with a bear than another man.
Woo!
we know the bears are dangerous, obviously. We know that they're fast. We know that they're strong. We know that they're great climbers. We know that they're overprotective of their cubs. We know that they're territorial. We know that they can be very aggressive. We know that they're big. We know that they're great swimmers. We know that they pack a mean bite. And we also understand that there's a chance that if we were in that forest with that bear, that we would fall victim to it and would most likely end up perishing at the hands of the bear. Yet many women would rather take their chances with having a bear in the forest with them rather than a man, especially a man that they don't know. But let's put a pin on that and let's talk about something else for a second. And this is gonna connect the dots. But a couple of months ago, I was on TikTok, right? And I was watching this video and it was about an Indian movie. And I never truly watched the Indian movie, but I watched a brief summary on YouTube and I watched a bunch of clips of it on TikTok. And at the time, because of the matters we're gonna discuss, it got me really overwhelmed and I just really couldn't bring myself to watch the whole thing without crying. So I never did. And because of that, I may be missing big context. But I don't think it matters to get the point across. But anyway, very vague story time. So there's this king and this queen, and they really love each other, and they have a kingdom together. And everything's supposed to be all fine and dandy, and the king and queen trades, and they do deals like regular king and queen shit. And there's a foreign nation, which we'll address as the nation of U. It's also a kingdom, but the king has no wife, I think. The kingdom with our queen and king, which we're going to refer as the kingdom of love, basically has a beautiful queen. She's so stunning. She's beautiful. The actress that plays her is drop dead gorgeous. And the fun fact is that her and the king are actually husband and wife in real life. But anyway, back to the story. So they're together and she's very beautiful and she's seen by the foreign kingdom of U. And so the foreign kingdom of U, especially the king of U, becomes really obsessed with trying to obtain her. Anyway, a bunch of nonsense passes and so they have to go to war. The nation of U versus the nation of love. The king of love, which is our good king, takes out all the men from the city, from the kingdom, and they all go to war, leaving the queen of love to take care of the women. Unfortunately, our good king perishes in the hands of the king of U. That being said, the rest of the men from the kingdom of love also perish, and that's the end of them. So now the foreign nation of U, the men from that nation, are super excited to come to the kingdom of love and take everything they have. And there's only one thing they have left. And basically, this is the final scene of the movie. So basically, the king of U and his men start running towards the kingdom, but specifically towards one castle of the kingdom of love. Because what the women ended up doing is basically leaving their homes and meeting up in that castle. And I'm calling it a castle, but it's not a castle, but it's something like that. Again, this is very vague, but it gives you a good context. So the king of U is running very fast towards the castle, and he's chasing the women. And at first, I wasn't aware of what the women were doing. But rather than fall victim to the men of U, the women locked themselves in the castle and practiced a specific ritual. To which in this ritual, the queen of the city gathers up all the women to run after her into fire. Like, I'm not kidding. It's one of the greatest endings to a movie I've ever seen in my life. The movie seriously ends with them practicing the ritual and the queen running into the fire gracefully, crying one tear, obviously, because this is like a sacrifice like no other, and the women run right behind her into the same fire, leaving the king of U screaming behind the gate doors because all he ever wanted was to take something that was never his to begin with. And so going back to the bear conversation, to put it simply, the reason why a lot of women are comfortable having an animal in the forest with them rather than a man is because a lot of women have witnessed and experienced the wrath, desires, and lust for power that men can have, separately, but most importantly, together. There's one specific act that women are constantly experiencing by the hands of men that involves their wrath, their need for power, their hunger for lust and control, all wrapped together in a bubble of desire. And every woman knows a woman who's experienced it. Every woman does. To a lot of women, the bear might be more merciful than the men.
A woman on this app said, the bear lives in the woods. A man followed you there. And that's why she would pick the bear. And that's where you guys aren't understanding. The worst thing a bear can do to a woman is them. And the only reason why they're unaliving them is because the bear sees the woman as a threat. The bear isn't trying to hurt the woman because the bear wants the woman's body, wants the woman's labor, wants the woman to perform some type of service for the bear. The bear is trying to stay alive. The bear is doing things out of survival. The man, on the other hand, thinks he is entitled to that woman. He is going out of his way to make sure that woman is uncomfortable because that woman did not give him something he feels like he is entitled to. It's not out of survival. It's not out of desperation to stay alive. It's so that he can get what he wants from that woman that he feels that he's not getting. That's why it's always going to be the bear. Because the bear ain't out to get me. The bear is out to protect itself. The man is out to get me.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Go back and watch the original video, but every single woman asked says bear. And they're not wrong. You would much rather be stuck in the woods with a bear than a man. Since 1784, there have been 180 fatal bear attacks in North America. Over 240 years, that's 0.75 per year. Meanwhile, in 2024 alone, there were 83 reported SAs in national parks and 16 unalivings. You are significantly safer in the woods with a bear than you are a man. If you're a female or femme person, you know that men are our only natural predators. And they prey on us not for food or survival, but for fun and because they know they can. And as multiple people knew in the comments, at least if you get attacked by a bear, you'll get some support. People are going to show you some empathy, understanding. They're going to ask if you're okay and how they can support you. Not to mention, they're going to completely understand if you are traumatized and terrified of bears for the rest of your life. If you get attacked by a man, people are just going to blame you for it while simultaneously trying to convince you that it didn't happen and it wasn't that bad if it did. People won't blame you while bending over backwards to defend the bear. As pathetic as it is, you are safer in the woods with a bear than in your own home with a man.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Am I the only one that's toxic enough to say what color of a bear and what kind of a man? Just me? If it's a black bear or a grizzly bear, I feel like, is he a serial unaliver? Or, I mean, if he's like a cello player and he has like some kind of like a, you know, Colombian coffee addiction, I feel like I'll be okay. I need a little bit more details before I make that kind of commitment. Because you go into a bear's habitat and maybe I don't smell right. Maybe he doesn't like my purple, you know, Dylan purple Versace perfume, and I just agitate his aura and he takes my face off. Or you go in the forest with cereal and you fill in the blanks. So what kind of bear, what kind of man? I feel like I need more details before I can commit to that kind of a question. Okay, bye.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Men are scary.
Any man who is confused why those women are answering the way that they do need to take 1,000 seats back and actually start listening to the women in their lives. So the question is, what would you rather be in a forest with alone, a bear or a man? And every single woman in that video said a bear. The vast majority of the comments from women are saying a bear. And the vast majority of comments from men are saying, I don't get it. Clearly, that is kind of the point. And this is when we need to start having those slightly uncomfortable but very serious conversations. What would prompt a vast majority of women to say that they would rather be in a prime predator's natural habitat than the opposite gender of their same species? What type of generational and historical trauma must that group have to have experienced to automatically make that choice? The majority of these women aren't even thinking about it. It's like an instinctual answer. No, I would never want to be alone with a man, because we instinctually know that is unsafe for us. Whereas we're like, meh, we could probably get along with a bear. What does that say about you?
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
I feel like the biggest reason why these women, majority of these women said a bear is because with a bear, you know what to expect. With a man, you don't know. Like, you don't know what to expect. You don't know whether it's a good man or it's a bad man. You don't know whether it's a man that's going to use you or it's a man that's just going to help you. You don't know, because some people are cuckoo. And you don't even need to be stuck with a bear to know that. Like, go to New York. Go any places. Go, not even New York. Go any places. Like, it's scary. But the bear, I already know what you're going to do. You're going to, and if I'm lucky, you're probably going to, like, see me and be like, she boneless, and then leave. But at least I know that I'm in danger with it. But with a man, I'm not sure. I'm always on my tippy toes, 10 toes. Like, I can go crazy any minute. Like.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Bear. Easy. A bear would probably my face off, but honestly, that's their instinct, is to defend themselves and to attack. That's an instinctual thing. A man will hurt you just for the fun of hurting you.
In a forest with a man or a bear?
Men are scary.
It really sucks that this is where we're at in society, but I 1,000% agree with 99% of the women in this video that I would 1,000% be more comfortable in the woods with a wild bear than I would be stuck in the woods with a man, especially a man that I have no idea who he is, a complete stranger. And it's so many men in the comments calling women delusional for feeling this way, but I don't think you're looking at it from our perspective. One, a bear can me. Period. Okay, even if they eat me whole, I don't have to go through that. And also, if I was to get attacked by a bear in the woods and survive, no one would ever question the authenticity of my story. They would just call me a survivor. They would say that I'm strong, etc., etc. Whereas if I was to get attacked by a man in the woods and survive, I got to get hit with 21 questions of what was you doing there, what was you wearing, etc., etc. And then you got to hear the whole, oh, well, he would never, like, you get what I'm saying? Men don't be thinking about shit like that.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
So why is every single woman choosing a bear? Like, I would choose a wild animal that would me over a man who would lock me in his basement for 20 years. Like, it's a problem.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Bear.
What absolutely enrages me about this, outside of the fact that it is 1000% true, like women feel this way, is men are going to see this and think we're exaggerating. Like, they're not going to believe us.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Bear.
Go back and watch the whole video. This dude went around and asked a bunch of different women this question: would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man, assuming he means like a random man that you don't know, or a bear? And all except for one answered bear. If you read through the comments, you will see why. A bear. People would believe me if I said a bear attacked me. 100% a bear. The worst thing a bear can do is me. Holy shit. Does that resonate? Again, bear. If I get attacked, people wouldn't question me what I was wearing. If I got attacked by a bear, at least it wouldn't me first. You know what to expect from a bear. I'm terrified of bears. I had a fear of bears from childhood. They scare me to my soul, and I'd still choose a bear. One woman says depends on which man. No one says depends on which bear. You know where you are with a bear. I'd say bear too. Worst case scenario, a bear would just... I lived with my stepfather and mom in a ranch. The bears never attacked me, but guess who did? You can stand still until the bear wanders off, or you can scare it off. A man won't stop until he's done with you. To the men that say it's not all men, do you kind of understand where we're coming from now? Probably not. But think about it this way. Women's number one apex predator is men, not bears. Not bears. It doesn't even like tip the scale. We are expected to get into relationships, or we want to get into relationships with the opposite sex because that's who we're attracted to or whatnot. Yet they are our biggest apex predator. They are our biggest threat to being unalived or graved. 4B movement is sounding real great right now. I mean, I've been practicing it for the last 3 years. I didn't even know.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Bear.
I think the responses to all of these questions, all these women answering this question, are hilarious to me. Because all of us women are saying, the bear. Duh. And all the men are saying, it's definitely scarier to encounter a bear. Yeah, for you. I had a boyfriend, right? He would always laugh because whenever I go to park my car, I'd park it amongst other vehicles, whereas he preferred to park in the back. And I said, yeah, that's because you don't have to worry about getting snatched. Mm-hmm. So I park around people in case somebody comes up and tries to fuck with me. Not that anybody really cares. Just in case. More witnesses. You're afforded that luxury because of the thing hanging between your legs. I would also rather encounter a bear in a forest than a man. It's crazy to me that men are still being like, women are still dramatic. Were you taught not to park next to vans with no windows? Were you taught never get taken to the second location, fight for your life, scratch, claw, bite, do everything that you can, die, because it's better to in the street than it is to go to that second location, because there's worse things. Have you just been existing and been completely harassed by some dude for no reason other than existing? Like, it's crazy to me that there's still men being like, women are so dramatic. You're just oblivious. I can guarantee the bear's not going to attack me based on the length of my skirt. I can also guarantee that it's not going to stare at my cleavage. And I can also guarantee if I show up, right, in a place by a bear, people will believe me. You can also guarantee their first response is going to be like, well, you shouldn't have worn those shorts. They literally make these weapons that women are supposed to wear in their knuckles whenever they go running. They're called tiger paws. The whole point of them is that if you're being abducted, you punch the other person as hard as they can, and these little spikes shoot out, captures their DNA, and then you toss it. Like, what are you talking about? we're always going to pick the bear. I wonder if these men had mothers. Were you like raised by women? Or are you just really that oblivious? Or are you the perpetrators? So yes, the answer is always going to be, if we are stuck in a room between a man and some vicious animal, we're going to probably pick the animal. Because at least the animal will put us out of our misery instead of torturing us for days. You feel me? But I mean, like, we're so dramatic or whatever.
Wow. So I have a lot to say about this video. So there's going to be a part 2 of this video of men responding to this, because this has struck a bigger conversation that a lot of people, a lot of men still don't understand why a lot of women will pick a bear over a man. And let me know down in the comment section, who will you pick? Will you pick the bear or the man? I want to know your own thought down in the comment section. What is your reason you will pick? Which one you want to pick? Let me know down in the comment section. Let's have that conversation. But please, as always, keep it respectful here on this channel, okay? So go down and share your thought, but be respectful as always. So here's my own thought on this, is the fact that I will probably pick the bear. I'm going to give this little story time. There's this incident that happened sometime last year. Myself and my friends were decided to go out for dinner and all that. So a friend of mine was driving in front, I was behind her, and as we were going, there was this dark street. It was a dark road, but there was no light on it. As we were going, the next thing I saw, my friend was in front of me. The next thing, she was coming back with speed towards where there was more light, and I was directly behind her. Immediately I saw her, I didn't even know what was in front. I just stepped on the reverse brake and I was going back, like, so that she too can come out. I was scared because I knew something was chasing her for her to come back that way. And immediately we got to where there was light, like in that part of the road there was light, and there was like a bank and a security guard there. Immediately we got to that place where it was very visible and all that. And I was like, what's going on, what's going on? I was putting on the on, like, what's going on? She still won't come out of the car. She was like, turn. Like, she was using her hand to, like, signal me to turn. And by the time we're doing all that, the next thing, we saw 4 group of men coming out from the dark. So apparently what happened was that immediately she got into that dark place. Immediately they saw her coming. The 4 of them were running towards her. So that was like a dead zone. If you don't really know that area very well, once you drive into that dark place, these 4 men will just attack you. That was what was about to happen. Attack you, rob you, and all that. And somebody will say, you want to put me with a bear somewhere in a place, and I will not pick the bear. Even when you're going out, when you're driving and a particular car, male is following you, you're someone like me, I'm already calculating. I'm only like, okay, you know what, I'm going to take left turn, right turn, make sure this car is not following me. I'll make sure this person is not following me. And some people still don't understand why most women will pick a bear. It's so crazy how society has put us women in that place where we are talking and yet people are not listening. We're saying it, they can hear us, okay, they can hear us, we're saying something, but they are not listening. Including the society, including the men. I'm not saying all men are dangerous, but in this scenario where I'm in the forest with a bear and a man, like the other sister said, a bear, that's where they're supposed to be. What is the man doing there? A bear, we know the intention of a bear coming towards us. We know how to play it out so the bear doesn't care, like, oh, play dead, the bear will walk and leave you alone and all that. We know those rules. But with men, what do we do when they want to attack us? What? When they've seen you and they're coming, what do you do? So for me, I feel like this is a conversation that we should have as people so that we can start having those important and start raising human beings as men. And they should understand the magnitude of this. And I feel like this whole conversation also stems from where a lot of women are really, like, the whole desensitizing of men and all that and all that. There's a video I saw, maybe this video is going to be a part 3, because there was a video I saw of fathers being painted this scenario of leaving their daughters with a bear or a man, and their response was out of this world. Let me know if you want to see that video. So probably I'll make it as the part 3 or part 4 of this video. Okay, so anyway guys, let me know your thought about this video down in the comment section, but please keep it respectful. Go on and share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation, and let me know which one you will pick. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.